Hi, Kat. Hi, Debs. How are you? Wait a couple minutes, see if anybody else comes in. I doubt anybody will, but it'll be good for replay. How are you guys, gals? Hope you're doing good. Kelly is not in. Kelly is our guest today for episode 2 of Fierce After 50, Strong and Independent Women. Hi, sweet Sam. How are you? Thanks for coming. Yeah, I'm wondering where she is. So we're going to be talking to my friend today. I've known her for a good while, but let me see if she's having trouble. Yeah, I don't see her backstage yet. She should be coming in any minute. Hi, Yusha. Thanks for coming. Let me just see what she says. You know the 3 little dots? Oh, she's in the green room. No, you're not. Hold on. Having some technical difficulties. Message her on Facebook with the link. Let's see if that does it. I hope so. Hey, Petra, how are you doing? Thanks so much for coming. I appreciate it. Kat, you're a mod now. Thank you for saying you would be. I appreciate it. Let's see if Kelly's going to come in. We had a dry run last night. She's not familiar with StreamYard or YouTube, I don't think. Huh. I don't see her. So you know what I'm going to do? I sent her a link to the live. Have her come in the chat. Oh, here she is. Hey, girl. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Everybody, this is my friend Kelly.
Hi, everyone.
How long? I joined LiveJournal, and for those of you who don't know, that's it's a journaling app where you can have a community too. So I joined in 2003. Lance gifted it to me. Do you remember when you joined LiveJournal?
Oh, I think it was more than 10 years ago, but I've kind of come and gone.
I know, but I was trying to figure out how long we've known each other.
Oh, it's been a while.
Well, I've been on Facebook since 2009.
You know, I'm not sure when I joined Facebook either. Is this a pop quiz or something?
Yes. I didn't
prepare for this.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out how long we've known each other, but it's been a good while.
It's been at least 10 years, I think.
Yeah, if not more. Because your boys were, little or a lot littler than now.
Yeah, they're all grown now. Jonathan will be 25 this month.
Oh my goodness.
My youngest, yeah.
And tell everybody how many children you have.
I have 3. I have 3 sons.
Yeah.
Eddie will be 31 in May. David will be 30 in December. And Jonathan will be 25 this month.
Okay. And they're all good boys or good young men.
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of them.
Yeah, you should be. So now I have to pull up the questions again. People have called me. Here we go. So I did send, Kelly wanted the questions ahead of time. Sometimes people don't, but I think it's good because it gives you a chance to think about it. sometimes when you're asked something on the spur of the moment, you might not answer it fully,
Yes.
because you're taken by surprise.
Mm-hmm. And as you just
Mhm.
seen, catching me by surprise just kind of makes my brain click off and I don't remember anything.
I'm with you on that, girl. Okay, so I didn't put this on the list, but I don't want you to get too specific. Vaguely, where did you grow up? What
I
region?
grew up in Northeast Ohio.
Okay.
When I married my husband, I lived in Michigan for 25 years, which is where he was from, and then moved back to Ohio.
Now, when you were a little girl in Ohio, who did you think you would become, or what did you think you would become?
Well, I thought that I would become either a teacher or a nurse.
Yeah.
And I took a job in a nursing home. So then I pursued nursing. It turns out that that was not for me. That was not my first love. I should have pursued being a teacher because
Okay.
after Jonathan was born and he went to school, I went to school with him and became a paraprofessional, which
Right.
is a teacher's aide. It's a big word for a teacher's aide. And I loved every minute of it.
I know you did. I know you
9,
did.
almost 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did your life turn out the way you expected or completely differently?
A little bit of both. Um, I did get married. I had my children and I did teach eventually. Um, but at the same time, I never expected that my marriage would go south.
Yeah.
Well, that was a big wrench in the whole program. I wouldn't have predicted that would have happened.
Do I remember correctly that your husband, who's now deceased,
Hmm.
had some narcissistic qualities?
Very much so.
Okay,
And
because it's interesting. Lady Fanny, who's not here because she's working, she and I did like a live about narcissism.
hmm
It was born out of people we had um, contact with in our lives, and how they operate, and mostly how to stop them if you can. But when you're married to one, it's really difficult. And Lady Fanny had been married to one. So
yeah.
that's a whole new ball of wax because you can't just shut it off, you know?
And you have to come to the realization you can't really stop them from doing it. You have to make decisions on what you can do.
Right,
You can't control what they do, but you can
right.
control what you do.
Ooh, there's Lady Fanny. She just jumped in. You
I
get
think
in trouble. Are you on your lunch break? um, that's the one of whom I was speaking. She's my friend, and gave us a lot of good tools. And there was someone asking questions who was married, and she was saying exactly what you just said. You could
Mhm.
really only handle what you can do, and she recommended individual therapy, if he wouldn't go, that
Yeah.
she needed to go. Anyway, I don't want to get off track. So, what is one decision you made, okay, that changed the entire course of your life?
That would definitely be leaving my husband.
Okay.
Yeah. I expected to stay married. We married in 1991. And when I got up on that stage and I said my vows at the church, I meant them. I intended to stay married for good. And it was part of my upbringing. I am a born again Christian. And we believe that the Bible says that you stay married. When you
Right.
said your vows, those are your vows. Let no man put them asunder. Um, but the circumstances were difficult for me because the Bible talks about divorcing for sexual abuse, which is the one way my husband did not abuse me.
Right.
He didn't cheat on me. There was no infidelity, nothing like that. But he was mentally, verbally, emotionally abusive to me
Mm.
because he was passive aggressive, manipulative. His mom was the same way. It's where he learned it from.
Yeah.
And together, it was just too much. So as a Christian, where do you draw wisdom and saying, okay, I'm not being cheated on, but I know this isn't healthy and I know this isn't right. And you want to do what the Bible says.
But I don't think God wants us to be in that situation.
No,
No.
I don't think so either. I know it's not explicitly covered in the Bible, but we're supposed to cleave to each other and walk as one. And one
Right.
man abuses his own body, unless he's sick. So that was hard for me. That was really hard. I tried to do the right thing scripturally, but I also
Right.
needed to do what was right for me.
Hi, M Boy. Welcome.
Hi there.
Okay. I like this one. How would you describe yourself in 3 words and why?
I had to really think about this one. I am independent. My parents raised me to be independent. You don't go around with your hand out. You don't go around whining and whinging about your situation. You go out there, you work, you take care of yourself, you provide for yourself. And so I've always done that. I've done that since I was 16. And I don't like to ask for help.
No.
It really rubs me the wrong way. And I've had to do it a lot lately because of my health problems. And I don't like it. I feel like, I don't know, I sometimes feel like I'm being judged. And maybe I am. I feel like, I should be able to do this myself.
I know, but guess what? Someone told, because when Mike first passed away, I had to ask for help sometimes. I still do. Someone said to me, Cindy, accept it with grace because you are blessing them, giving them the opportunity.
Yes.
And that changed my whole outlook.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
so that's one word, independent. What's your second word?
I have 3 of them. The second one is stubborn. I can admit that honestly. Won't say who did that, Mom and Dad. But yeah, I'm stubborn. If I believe that something is right, I'll stay with it. And you won't get me to budge from it because if I think something is right, then I have some really good reasons for thinking that it's right. Whether
Right.
it's something I'm doing, something I'm thinking, something I'm saying. I try to be to the point without being too direct because that's a thing with me. But yeah, I'm very stubborn about
So independent, stubborn.
and generous.
There you go. I was hoping you'd give yourself a little break there.
Yeah, there's good and bad. I'm under no delusions that I'm, something great. I'm a good person, try to be, but I have my faults too. I try to be realistic.
Well,
And so
everybody
I am
does.
stubborn, but I am generous. And I learned that from my parents and my grandparents, particularly my father's parents. It's the joke, the dirty little $100 bill stuck in your shirt pocket. If you have someone in need, you give them that money and you say, don't worry about paying me back, pay it forward. Do
Right.
something for someone else. And that's been my example my entire life. And unfortunately, I don't have a lot to give right now. I long for the day where I have some resources where I can say, here, I see your need. Let me help you with that because I have been the recipient of so much generosity from others.
Right.
I would like to be able to do that for others. And I do what I can. I speak on Facebook about my experiences so that I can try to help other people who might be in that situation, but they don't want to speak up about it, but they need help.
Right.
Because I didn't have that. I was pretty much on my own.
Yeah.
So I do what I can, but I really love to help others, because that blesses me and it blesses them and it pleases the Lord.
Yes.
That glorifies him, and that's what I really want to do.
Amen. Did you know M-Boy is your son in the chat?
No. Hi, John.
He says, I got it from her. Maybe the stubbornness.
Yeah, he probably did. And he is stubborn. I love you, son.
Hi, John. Thanks for coming, hon. Okay. What do you think makes a woman truly strong?
I thought hard about that, and I have several things here. The ability to apply reason in a situation. You've got to be able to think a situation through and know what you're dealing with, and be able to think of pros and cons, and what are you looking at, and how can you approach it, and what can you do about it.
Right.
The ability to make hard decisions and stand by them, to be firm, stand on principles. That's one that I really try to do, because I believe in the Bible, and I believe that the only principles that are important are those in the Bible.
Okay.
So I really want to stand on those principles. If it doesn't align with the Bible, I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal
Right.
with
Right.
it. The ability to handle conflict and also compromise, to be able to admit fault and to forgive. That one's hard.
Yeah, but it's part of being a strong person. You're right.
I got a temper. I try really hard to stuff it down, but that one's hard for me. Admit fault and forgive. Again, I have a hard time with that. The ego gets in the way.
Yes.
I've got to take that ego and set it aside and say, look, you got to look at this objectively, look beyond people's faults and love them anyway.
Right.
And that's a big one too, because the Lord loves us regardless of our faults.
He knows our faults.
He knows them. He loves us anyway. So I feel called as one of his children to be able to do that too. And that can be hard when someone's being really mouthy or difficult, but try. The ability to control emotions and behavior. A strong woman needs to be able to be in control of herself.
Right.
And we see from society that that's not so common anymore.
No, I agree.
And finally, the ability to learn from struggles in order to grow.
Yeah.
So
wow.
These are the things. Hope that wasn't too much.
But no, I think those are all great points. Very thought-provoking. Kat says it's so difficult when we are going through it. We pull up our big girl panties with a brave face for our kids and family, while inside we are falling apart.
Yep.
Yep.
I heard Senator John Kennedy once say, you have to pour yourself a big old glass of get over it. Move on, Put your tears down and have a glass of get over it.
That kind of hits home with me. That hits home with me right now.
Yeah.
So, having said all what makes you strong, it's the hardest thing you've ever lived through to date.
That would be the depression I went through after Jonathan was born.
Really?
I went through a terrible postpartum depression. And I have never been through anything so hard in my life, because, a lot of things that I've been through have been external. This was internal. I couldn't just flee from it. I had to reckon with it. And it was like falling down into a great big deep well. And I couldn't just climb out. I was stuck. And it was just so deep. But the psychiatrist went through almost every single medication there was to try, including the new ones at the time.
Really?
And I was not responding to any of them.
Wow.
I was just gaining weight, which I still have.
Mhm.
I gained over 100 pounds trying to find a medicine that worked.
They will do that.
Yeah. And it's
Yep.
bad because you have to go down for 4 weeks, start the new med, and wait 4 more weeks to go back up again, hopefully. And it wasn't until we reached the last medicine that I found
Hey,
something
Gary.
that worked. Hi. And if that didn't work, it was going to be electroshock therapy. And I was dead set against that
Hey,
because
Zephyr. Sorry.
that's okay.
You
Hi,
were
Beth.
dead set against what?
Electroshock therapy.
Oh, heavens. No, yes,
Because
no.
that will erase your short-term memory. And I
What
had
year
just
was
had a
that?
baby. Yeah,
What year was that?
that was 2001.
Okay. Wow.
It was very, very hard work. My anxiety got so bad. I just wanted to unzip my skin and run away and get
Aw.
away. And I couldn't. I had to reckon with it. And eventually I did recover. It took 10 years for me to really get back to where I needed to be.
Wow.
It was a slow climb.
I'm with Zephyr. I didn't know in 2001 that therapy existed still.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah, I don't know if they use it now, but back then they give you something to bite on, and they said it's like a restarting a computer. They give you
Mm-hmm.
a jolt, and it resets your brain. And with my anxiety, I'm like, whoa, dudes, we're not doing that. Nope, nope.
Wow.
It is still being used. Wow. That was not for me. So
So,
that was a terrible, I doubted myself. I was afraid of myself. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I would never, there are a few people, I don't hate anyone. There are a few
right,
people that I dislike a lot.
right. You wouldn't even want them to go through that.
No, 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 no.
And I
No.
know some things you've gone through. And for that to be the top of the list, that must have been pretty bad.
It was very, very bad.
I'm sorry.
Very bad.
Well, I'm
But you know
glad you're
what?
okay now.
Yeah. That was and I'll talk more about that later about
Okay.
the results of that for me.
Um, well, I'm going to say that this next question has kind of been covered then. Was there a moment when you didn't think you'd make it, but you did?
Yeah,
Was
that
that,
was the depression. I had no idea if I was going to recover or not. The doctor looked at me after trying all those meds. Oh, she did. Yeah. Did she do well with it? Because
yeah, Kat, did it help her?
there's no way I was going to do that to my brain.
Yeah.
The doctor, after trying all those medicines, said, he looked me in the eye and said, I don't think I can save you. And at that
Right.
point, I mean, a psychiatrist, a good psychiatrist, and he didn't know what to do. And I just went home. I said, okay, Lord, this ding dong doesn't obviously know what to do. So it's you and me. We're
Yeah.
going to beat this together. You
Yeah.
can heal me if no one else can.
Wow.
So
That's very powerful.
it was incredibly, incredibly difficult.
Now, I guess that included, but generally, how did your hardships through life change you?
Oh, I grew in a big way. Um, I had felt I was a pretty naive and immature person when I got married and I started having yeah, it was discouraging. It was horrible. Um, I felt completely hopeless at that moment when he said that. Yeah, hormones. I know now that my hormones were all screwed up during that time. It was very bad. This aw,
Hi,
she's
Isabella.
balls.
She's in Finland.
Oh, neat. Hi.
Cooking my Italian meatballs.
Yum.
Isabella, your mother's recipe sounded divine. So I hope you like mine.
It sounds amazing. But yeah, I had asked the Lord to help me grow up a little bit. I had no idea what he had in mind for me. And going through that, I'm like, wow, Lord, I wanted you to help me grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally, but wow, did we have to do it that way? Because that was intense. But he
Yeah.
did. I did a lot of growing up through that experience. Excuse me.
So, oh, I can almost guess who might have done this. Did anyone underestimate?
Oh, yeah.
Has anyone underestimated you, and how did you respond? I can almost guess who might have.
I bet you're right. My husband,
Oh,
his
I'm thinking
family,
his mom.
yes.
Yeah,
His mom in particular, she didn't know the stuff I was made of.
yeah.
Because, generally when I was young, I was naive. I was pretty flexible. Um, I tried not to step on feelings. And I tried to respect them at all costs because my parents taught me you respect those that are older than you. But I didn't really see what was happening at the time. And then once I saw it, I'm like, okay, I know where I stand now, and this is what we're going to do. And of course, they didn't like it. And they tried to bully me, pressure me, and it was some of his friends too. And he didn't stick up for me, he stood up for his friends. And I'm like, you know what? No, no, we're not going to do this. You guys are going to see what stuff this girl is made of because I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. And
Good.
so I did what I needed to do and I got out of there.
Yeah. You might have already answered this. What pain in your life would you say ultimately made you stronger?
Well, the depression definitely did. I did a lot of growing up. I gained a lot of strength, but also the time just before I left my husband. The things were
Kick it.
terrible. I could feel myself sliding back down into that depression again. Um, I had to leave my job teaching because the bullying amongst the staff was so bad. And I just felt myself sliding. And I tried to get a job driving the bus. And then he said, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you to take care of me. But then he griped because I didn't have a job. And I tried to pay the bills, but he wouldn't give me the money from his SSI to pay the bills. And he was letting things go 2-3 months behind. Utility bills were way behind. The house payment was 2 and 3 months behind. They were threatening to foreclose on us
I'll bet
again.
they were.
And we were begging for food from my parents, his parents,
Oh,
churches,
Cal.
food banks, whatever we could get. Um, he wanted to spend his money on car insurance and gas so that he could go to a town 45 minutes away and work at his guitar shop, his friend's guitar shop, for free, not earning any money, maybe a repair here and there.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to spend it on food. And I'm like, but if we don't have a house, you won't have anywhere to put your food.
Yeah.
What are you going to do then?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have the money, but he could spend money on strings, guitar picks, what he wanted.
Yeah.
So he was not a good provider at all. The man I married was not the man I was promised. And I ended up being the provider.
So you became very strong through that too.
I
The
had
depression, and then pre-divorce you became.
I had no choice. I had
Right.
to be because someone had to be there for the boys.
That's right. That's right. I've got a dog who's starting to whine. Brody, work with mama.
Brody.
Um, Kelly, have you ever had to start over from scratch?
Yes.
I'm guessing yes, from what you've said.
Yeah, I don't like the unknown. I don't like having to travel the unknown with some idea of where I stand, what I have to work with. And that was just, okay, we're going to do it. Lord, I'm stepping forward and I'm going to let you take care of it. And I left 2/3 of my belongings there. And I came here. My best friend had already talked to her job about helping me get in, and she helped me get a job. And I tried to tell him, if you come over here and live with me, that's right. That phrase is used a lot, but it's true. If it doesn't kill you, it will make you stronger. He wouldn't leave. I was at the absolute bottom of his priority list because we had talked about it. His friends, his family, his guitar shop, his guitar playing gig on Saturday was all more important than me. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm taking this job. If you ever change your mind, please come down. And the boys were old enough to make their own decisions, and they wanted to stay in Michigan. So I'm like, well, I really think it would be better down here. But they were adults, so I let them stay.
Yeah.
And Jonathan did come down. He wanted to finish high school at the school his brothers graduated from and the one I worked at. So once he did that, he came down to live with me. But then I still had all of the emotional fallout and mental fallout from all the gaslighting and manipulation and everything that I had been through. I mean, I got here, my parents looked at me and they said, "You don't sound good. You don't look good."
Oh.
And I said, "I'm not good. I am in a really bad way. That's why I escaped it." And I couldn't trust myself for a long time. I couldn't trust my own perceptions, my own judgment, my own thoughts. Am I really overthinking this? Because
right.
all of that manipulation that was done.
Right.
So, but I realized when I got here just how badly I needed to get away from there.
Yeah.
So it was the right choice.
What does independence mean to you now versus when you were younger?
When I was younger, I mean, I considered myself independent, but I also had to think about my husband. And thank you. We were married. We were a joint unit. And while I could choose to do things, I also needed to consult him out of respect. So I considered myself independent. Like, I can handle myself. I can run my life. I can do what I need to do. But I also needed to consider him because he's my husband. Now I'm making decisions for myself. I'm handling my problems on my own. I'm able to think for myself. It's all on me, which is both exciting and frightening at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm just starting to know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to guess. I think I know the answer to this too. Was there a moment when you chose yourself, even when it was difficult?
Yes. I used to work in a nursing home when I was young, in my teens, and I could see when one spouse was ill, I could see it pulling the other spouse down in every way, physically, mentally, emotionally. And I knew at that time with my husband that was happening to me. I was terribly overweight. And oh yeah, my boys are just awesome. I was just really sick. And at that point, my husband's health was really declining fast. And I told myself, I said, they're going to lose their dad. They can't lose their mom too. They're too young. Yeah. And there's no reason for me to pass away early when it can be prevented. And so that's when I got away. I mean, my parents, my best friend, Norma, I wouldn't be here for them either.
Right.
Couldn't serve the Lord living like that.
Right.
I was in no condition to serve the Lord. So that was the time to get out of there and take care of me.
Yeah. So what gave you the courage to stand on your own?
Knowing how sick I was, and that
Yeah.
for the boys and my family and my bestie, I had to get out. And again, I couldn't serve the Lord in the condition that I was. And I drew on my faith in Jesus. I said, Jesus, you're going to have to give me the strength to do this thing, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't have a lot of resources, and I'm scared to death.
Right.
And so my
Excuse me.
really played a strong role in having that courage to do what I needed to do.
Okay. Oh, what has love taught you? It's all kinds of love.
Yeah. It's wonderful when it's genuine, like with parents and children. It can also be conditional, manipulative, and in that way, it's not really love. That's a false love. I
Right.
came to realize that when people do something for you and they say, oh, I did it for you because I love you, and it has strings attached, or they expect compliance from you, or they expect quiet from you for what they're doing, that's not love.
Right.
It's control and manipulation. So I
My
learned.
go ahead.
So go ahead.
My last guest, Lady Fanny, on the first episode of this series, had said love must be unconditional.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what she had learned.
Yeah, it taught me what love is and what love isn't.
Right.
And I
Right.
see people, I watch YouTubers. I don't watch a lot of TV because it's just gross.
Hmm.
And I watch YouTubers, a lot of homesteaders, Christian people.
Hmm.
And I see these women with these husbands who just absolutely adore them. They provide for them, they show them affection and do little things for them. And I sit there and think, what is that like? Because I don't know. I was married, but I don't know. I don't know what it's like to have a husband like that, because mine wasn't like that.
Right.
He put
Right.
on a good farce, but I know what it should be
Hmm.
now.
Good. Good. Um.
Yep, that's true, Kat.
Well, I know the answer to that one. What do you think is the biggest misconception about women as they age? Hi,
I
Dave.
Hi. I think people see us as somehow losing our value in society. We're just kind of put off to the side. They think we have less to offer. We
Hmm.
sit around and cook and do granny crafts and garden and whatever. And I think that we have a lot of experience and wisdom and perspective and insight to offer. And I think that more of the younger set can really tap into those experiences and learn from them
If they're smart,
and avoid a situation maybe that
right?
we've been in that we can prevent them from being in.
Right.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Um. These scrolled down by accident. Okay. I'm going to skip 19. What would you tell women who are afraid of being alone?
I would say, if you're in a situation like that, assess your situation and how it's affecting you in all ways, physically, mentally, emotionally. Kind of take stock of where you're at, and then definitely talk to a counselor, whether it's a Christian counselor or not. I know some Christians will only go to Christian counselors. I went to a non-Christian counselor when I was going through the depression, and she was immensely helpful. And she was very respectful of my beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to somebody, a professional, about your situation, and how to recognize the changes that need to be made and how you need to go about it. Also, if you're a Christian, do some prayerful study in the Bible and talk to the Savior about what he wants you to do. And let the Holy Spirit guide you. I know that sounds easier said than done, because it's not always that easy. I have a hard time discerning sometimes when the Holy Spirit is talking to me, when he's not. I'm still working on that. But definitely get that help. There's no shame in asking for help.
Yeah.
If you have a heart condition, you have no shame in going to a cardiologist. So don't
True.
be ashamed to go to a therapist and talk about these issues of why you're feeling so alone. And then evaluate what peace and calm would look like for you.
That's good.
How to reduce stress so that you have that calm in your life, because when you're stressed out, you can't see things right. You can't get perspective. You can't get insight unless you start to calm some things down. And not only that, the stress. Yeah, when they agree with it. Yeah, that's a big thing nowadays. People only want what they agree with. Um, I know from experience, there was so much stress in my life, unrelenting, heavy stress from all sides. It has really taken a toll on my body. I have a lot of health problems. Thank you, Kat.
Okay,
Um,
Brody.
you've got to evaluate where you stand, what it's doing to your body, what it's doing to your mind, and get some help, and then start making some decisions. I mean, it's scary. It's scary to step out, but sometimes it needs to be done. And that goes along with what was the other one? You asked, I'm kind of jumping to one of your questions. What advice would you give to women who feel invisible? To know
Yeah.
that you have value as you are. You don't have to meet anyone else's expectations of what they want you to be. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. Nurture the best parts of your character and go on. Enjoy being a part of your community. If you've got naysayers and critics, let them complain to the mirror. You don't have to care. If you're feeling alone, oh, poor Brody. If you're
I'm going
feeling,
to feed him in a second.
change your circle of friends then. You know, people who ignore you and discredit you and minimize you, those aren't your people.
Right.
You don't need to be around them. Go and meet new people, do new things where you meet people who value you for who you are, not what they want you to be. So you're not with people that make you feel invisible all the time. Hi there.
Hi,
Um,
Haley.
I learned that with his family. They pretended to accept me, but I don't think they ever really did. And I just got away from it. I surrounded myself with people, friends like you and so many others who are okay with how I am. And I don't have to live up to anything. I just be me. And also, if you feel invisible, know that God places great importance on you. He created you in the womb, He formed your body, and He died on the cross for you. And if He's willing to give the ultimate sacrifice to die on the cross for you, then you must be very, very important to Him.
Right.
So, you are not invisible to Him, and you matter. So please don't feel like you're invisible. Get away from the people that make you feel like that and surround yourself with those who love you and are friends with you.
Kelly, I'm going to feed him to shut him up. While I'm feeding him, can you talk about what advice you would give your 21-year-old self and then
Sure,
your 30-year-old self?
sure, I can
I'll
do
be
that.
I'll be I'll be in ears. I can hear you, but I need to feed him.
Poor baby, those dogs, I tell you. Um, for my 21-year-old self, looking back, I would say don't marry that man. Don't marry him because it's going to be trouble. But at the same time, my boys would not be my boys without their dad and without the good influences that they had in their lives over in Michigan. So that's kind of a good and a bad thing. I also would say don't be rigid in your beliefs and your attitudes. Sometimes it's good to reevaluate what you believe and compare it to what you've experienced in life and just kind of take stock of, what are your attitudes toward things and do you need to change any? I know that as a 21-year-old, I was pretty firm on what I believed. And then as I got older, I'm like, well, I didn't have to be so rigid about that. I could have been more relaxed. Or, yeah, I was relaxed in that attitude, but I probably should have stood my ground a little bit more. So be willing to evaluate your beliefs and your attitudes about things because sometimes as you grow, they change. And be willing to admit when you're wrong. I had a hard time with that when I was 21. I thought I owned the world. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I believed. And
Right.
sometimes that was not true. Just not true.
Is the 30-year-old self far enough away from the 21? Or should we say, what would you tell yourself, your 40-year-old self?
Either way,
Okay,
I
it
would
didn't
tell
change it. Okay.
myself to trust my instincts and my perceptions instead of um, allowing people to, thank you, allowing people to influence you, especially in a negative way. Um, my husband and his family had me walking on eggshells a lot. And thank you. And I just had to say, you know what? I know my experiences. I know what I went through. I know what my instincts are telling me. And they're not going to dictate to me any longer what I feel, what I think, how I can talk, how I can do this or that. No, I'm going to trust myself. And I've got the Holy Spirit in me too. So he's telling me what I need to do and not them. And one of the first things that I would have done at that age is get a good career going and getting the heck out of there and getting the kids out of there because that truly ended up not being healthy for them at all. A lot of anxiety and stuff. So, I would tell myself, you can pivot. You can change course. You're not stuck. You have options. You need to do what you need to do for you and kids, and don't be afraid to do it. Just get yourself prepared and go do it.
Right.
So that's what I would have. Thank you. I'm having a hard time reading because it's small, but I do see it. Thank you.
Are you on an
Um,
iPad?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, the phone is almost impossible for me to see. Um, what's one thing no one tells women about strength? Like, what does strength really mean?
Uh, well, I can tell you looking at society, I know what it isn't. We got a lot of high profile women, celebrities who think being loud and disrespectful and uncooperative and nasty, being the B word, that's not strength, folks. That's just being an angry, rebellious little toddler. You got to give that up and grow up. It's not cool. Real strength in a woman looks like calm behavior. She has composure. She has self-control. She can regulate her emotions. She can have reasonable conversations with someone without dominating or talking over someone. She can be assertive and not abusive. All that other behavior is abusive behavior. That's not being strong. That's just being ugly. Being willing to compromise and not demanding your way all the time. Using good judgment and decision making. Those are all the things that strength looks like.
Yes.
Not the example that's being set for us in society.
Wow. That's pretty profound. Thank you. What should every woman know before it's too late? Whatever too late means.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
You never know.
We're not guaranteed to have this evening or tomorrow. So,
right.
One thing I would like you to know is that the strongest and most independent women that I have known, including my beloved Aunt Faith, who just passed away a couple of days ago, thank you,
Yeah.
is to have that relationship with Jesus Christ. I know people say, I don't want, because then I have to stop doing this. I have to stop doing that. You know, giving up all those old habits for a friend who is always faithful. He's always going to provide for you. He's always going to keep his promises to you. He's always going to show you mercy and hold you up. I can't imagine a better friend in the whole world to have than that. And it's worth trading off the old bad habits to have Jesus and to serve him. It's way more fulfilling than any vice you can have. And all of the strong, independent women that I have known know Jesus as their savior. And it's free. You do not have to pay anything. You do not have to do good works.
He paid it.
Yep. He paid it all. All you have to do is say, Jesus, I'm a sinner. Please save my soul. Please write my name in the book of life.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky. And he will. And then you go about and you do your good works for him, not to get saved. And you just feel your heart filling up doing that.
Yes.
And also an important one, because someone I love very much is going through this. You can't pour from an empty cup. You must take care of yourself. Whatever that is, if you have a day of rest, if you have a day out with a friend, just going out for coffee, you have to recharge. It's very, very, very important. Women have a lot to bear nowadays, especially single moms. They're doing it all. And there's a lot of expectations that we're going to hold on to all of this stuff and get it done.
Right.
But if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to end up down. And then who is going to take care of all the other?
Exactly.
You must take care of yourself, whatever that looks like for you.
Kelly, I think I know the answer to this, but what are you the most proud of?
3 guesses, and the other 2 don't count. My guys, my wonderful boys. You know, we didn't have a lot of resources raising them. My husband was a terrible provider, difficult. And so the boys didn't really get lessons, not very much. They didn't get to have a lot of fun activities. It was a struggle to meet their needs with the obstructions and the obstacles that we had.
Yeah.
But I always tried to be close to them, listen to them, even if they just need to vent. And I still do that.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy being with them. We tease each other. A lot of people have said they think the banter between me and Jonathan is hilarious. We have a good time with each other. And they just turned out well. We raised them on biblical principles, took them to church, encouraged them to know that, thank you, Johnny baby, encouraged them to have a relationship with the Lord. And they've really turned out to be fantastic young men. And I am extremely proud of them. Extremely proud of them.
Flower Garden says you're a wise woman.
Thank you.
Hi, Flower Garden. I didn't greet you. Hello. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Dave,
Yes.
I hope that doesn't happen. I really do hope he won't be deployed.
Oh, man, not now. But even if you are, God bless you and keep you. We will definitely be praying for you and all of your other troops with you.
Oh, this is a good one too. What do you hope people will remember about you?
Well, a few things. I want them to remember that I love Jesus. I got saved at 11 years old.
Mhm.
And he has been the biggest joy, the biggest help, the biggest comfort in my life. And I would like others to remember that I shared my love of Jesus with them
Mhm.
and shared with them how to go to heaven so that they can join me there. I have so many people that I love. I would love to see them in heaven with me. Also that I, wanted to be generous with people and teach other people how to be generous, just like my grandparents and my parents taught me to be generous. It's never wrong to be kind and generous to someone.
Never.
Always pay it forward, show a kindness. I have been making it a point when I see someone waiting to get out on a busy street, stop and let them get out. Just small things make a big
Yeah.
difference. People
Yeah.
remember that.
Hi,
And
Jean. Don't worry about it, hon. There's always replay.
Yeah. How much I love my school children.
Mhm.
I hope that those young people will always remember just how dear they were to my heart. I love them all so much. I
I'm pretty
love them
sure they
like
know.
my own children.
Yes.
And they have no idea that just by being there and sharing their lives with me, how much joy they brought to my heart. I love them all so much. Yes, they are. And thankful to the parents that let me teach their children. Those kids were just amazing. And I have some as friends on Facebook, and I just love it. They're getting married and having babies. And I love them so much. And I wanted to nurture them and teach them how to be good people in addition to all of the usual school stuff. And just to know that even if they had a hard home life, that they were loved, that Mrs. Miller loved them.
Yes. Well, I can almost guarantee that. I just would love to read your posts about your work with the children. And I could just your love for them and how much you adored your job just shone through all of your
It's the
posts.
very best job I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah. So you've had a lot of life's lessons. What has been your greatest?
I think I would touch again on learning to trust my own perceptions and instincts. Try to listen more to the Holy Spirit in me rather than letting all the outside noise affect my thoughts and my decisions. For a long time, I walked on eggshells around a lot of people and tried to people please.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with people pleasing is you don't please anyone. If they are determined not to be pleased with something you're doing, then you can't do anything about
And
that.
you might have to compromise something in yourself.
That's right. I did that
Please
for a
someone
long
else.
time,
Yeah.
for 27 years,
Yeah.
until I finally saw it for what it was. So learning to listen to my own self, what I need mentally, physically. I think a lot of my physical things is because I just ignored the symptoms and kept going. And I didn't listen to my body.
Yeah.
So that was hard because I'm used to people pleasing.
When do you feel most like yourself, Kelly?
I feel more like myself when I can do things for myself. again, it's that independence thing. I hate being disabled. I hate having to ask for help. It really rubs me the wrong way. When I have the resources and the ability to get up, take care of myself, take care of my business and my personal affairs, because then when I have those needs met, I can reach out to others and help them with whatever it is that they
Oh, I
need.
get you. I get you.
That's what I like to do.
Right. So you feel most like yourself when you're giving to others, serving others. But in order to get there, you've got to get past the fibromyalgia,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Zephyr, I know Zephyr can, in our chat, can identify with that.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Zephyr. It's horrible to have
Yeah.
this disease.
So when it gets right down to it, in summary, sort of, what does it mean to you to be a strong, independent woman? Because you are.
Oh, thank you. I think you are too. I mean,
Oh,
you
thank
have
you.
been through a lot.
Well,
And
I had a good stretch of really, really wonderful years.
yes.
We all have a time with our cross to bear. And this
Yeah.
is mine.
We're helping you through it, though. We're praying you through it.
Yes.
Always praying to be there.
Everybody's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Like, is it something you're proud of that you can face the world alone? Is it something you take joy in?
I find joy wherever I can get it, in the big things, the little things. My dog, my parents, my kids, my bestie. My bestie and I have been friends since we were little girls, about 45, 46 years. Oh, thank you. God bless you. I've kind of lost sight of the question. What was the question?
So what
I
does
broke
it
off.
mean to you to be a strong, independent woman?
To be in control of my body and my emotions.
Mhm.
To be able to handle things, but also to be able to be assertive. Because assertiveness was something that was a hard lesson to learn for me. But in addition, to be mature, to use wisdom and insight, be able to keep that level of respect for others
Mhm.
and for myself, because with all that I went through, I think I lost respect for myself there for a
Oh,
while. And my faith in Jesus Christ is what makes me strongest. He gets
right.
all the glory, all the honor for that. And he helps me with all these other things and being strong, being able to stand firm in my beliefs, be able to help others. I'm helping my parents right now because
I
they're
know.
elderly. Um, I pray a lot to him and ask him to give me his strength, because on my own, I don't have a lot of strength. So he gives me the strength. I draw on my experiences for strength. I feel more confident knowing, I have those life experiences to help me with some of that.
Right.
I don't really know how to put a fine point on it.
I know. I understand. Um,
Thank you.
what Okay, is there anything you survived that people really don't know about or not a lot of people know about?
I have mentioned it briefly here and there when trying to help other people, but I was sexually abused as a 9-year-old girl
Oh my goodness, I'm
by
so
a relative.
sorry.
Thank you.
Oh,
He molested me, attempted rape, but didn't succeed. Um, I don't want to say too much.
right, I understand.
And then there
That's
was a
fine.
lot of physical and verbal bullying in school. It was so bad that my parents had to switch schools for me and put me in a
Really?
Christian school
Oh,
because the
no.
principal was really weak. He let people steal from you. He let people bully you. There was, whoops,
You dropped us.
dropped my phone. Sorry, y'all. I hope that didn't hurt your heads. Um, it was bad. A kid up the street would hold me down and pummel on me, and my parents said, "Okay, he's not going to do anything. We're getting you out." And I don't know why, but people seem to see me as weak. Even in adulthood, I've had to deal with that.
Really?
There was a website for our college alumni that was full of bullies. The best thing I ever did was get out of there. Thank you, Kat. And then at my workplace at the school, there was a lot of bullying amongst the staff. And I'm like, I
Like
don't
click,
know.
click.
Yeah, cliquish. And there was one person who was feeding it all amongst all the others. And I didn't really fit into any clique. I've never been a clique girl. I marched to the beat of my own drum, you
Yeah.
know? And so they put a target on my back, and I'm like, y'all got to stop putting targets on my back because I'm tired of it,
No.
But at the same time, learning to deal with those situations has given me strength and given me insight.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm very vocal about
Yes, you
bullying.
are. Yeah.
And I don't think people realize the damage that it really does.
Well, to go along with being vocal, what age? Because I think we all have that age. At what age did you stop caring what people thought?
When I left my husband,
Okay.
yeah, I finally began to see things for what they are. And I finally began to see them for who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized, you know what? If you don't like me, you want to criticize me, you can do that until you're blue in the face. Talk to that wall over there. It'll stand there forever and listen to you. But I'm gone. I'm
Right.
not listening to that anymore.
Right.
I don't care what you think of me. I could make myself sick trying to tell you all the good qualities about me, but if you choose not to believe them, you're not going to believe them. So
Right.
why should I bother? It's like when I was in business school, we learned about confirmation bias. And what confirmation bias is people will believe exactly what they want to believe. And they will only believe the little bits and pieces that confirm how they feel about you. And that's Ed's family
Exactly.
the whole way. They believe only what they want to believe, nothing else.
Yep.
So leave them to it. You really do not need their approval. You don't need their good thoughts, their good words. See it for what it is and call it a day, because those kind of people are poisonous. Absolutely.
We're going to wrap this up with one more question. What is or was your greatest act of courage in your life?
I would say was telling my dad about the sexual abuse when I was 9.
Okay.
I told him I was scared.
Can I ask if it was familial?
Yes.
Okay, it was.
Yeah, it was someone
That
in my
makes it
family.
really hard to tell your parents.
Yeah, because that's family,
Yeah.
and no one wants to believe that their family member could do that to you.
Right.
And as a 9-year-old, I didn't have any life experience. I can't see around corners. I don't know what to expect. If he was going to be angry with me and say I did something, or if there was going to be a big family blow up over the whole thing. As a 9-year-old, I don't know. I
Right.
just knew that I didn't want to get yelled at and I didn't want to get blamed.
Right.
And as it was, it all happened quietly, but I never did get the justice for what happened to me. I don't think anything was ever done,
Mm-hmm.
but the Lord helped me get through that. Again,
Good.
the Lord, constant theme, the Lord, the Lord. I could not be here today to talk to you all without Jesus, because
Praise him.
if it wasn't for him, I would have committed suicide years ago.
Oh, Kelly.
Definitely.
so glad
So
that that's
he gets all the praise for all of this. It's not me, it's him.
okay. Well, on that note, it's been over an hour, and I know your
Yeah.
time's limited, an hour and 9 minutes. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank all my mods and everybody who came. I'm just so grateful. And I want to thank anybody who's watching this on replay. And I already have other guests lined up for other weeks. So I'm really enjoying this. And Kelly, this was such a blessing. Thank you so,
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much for inviting me to join you.
Well, I'm so glad you messaged me and offered. Yeah, it's been a real blessing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Love you
everyone.
all. Bye.
Bye.